Earlier this year, I played a game called Grease, a beautiful atmospheric platformer developed by Neva Studio and published by Devolver Digital. I had a great time with Grease, and it was a breathtaking experience that I wish I had played so much earlier, but I'm finally got to play it. But part of the reason why I decided to play Grease is in preparation for Neva's follow-up game, not a sequel, but something related in the same style as what they've already done, and that is called Neva. Neva chronicles the story of Alba, a young woman bound to the curious wolf cub following a traumatic encounter with dark forces. Together, they embark on a perilous journey through a once beautiful world as it slowly decays around them. Man, oh man, has this game been on my mind still after I played it, and this is definitely has to be one of the most beautiful games I've ever played. I mean, just look at it. Just look at what you're seeing right behind me. And that's where I want to start with this game, by admiring the art direction of Neva. This game is split into 4 different seasons, and starting in the summer and ending in the spring. And each section encapsulates the mood of what you would expect for each season. From the playful warmth of summer, to the cool but tense feeling of fall, to the dark and cold of winter, and the bright renewal of spring. Each season is unique in its own right and contains its own challenges. And there are multiple parts to each season, and helps flesh out the start of each season, which flows seamlessly from one season to the next. And one of the things that really helps emphasize how beautiful this game is when the camera really just pans out during certain sections of platforming and exploration. Not only does it allow you to see all of the amazing backgrounds that the devs really want you to see. They really want you to see how much time they put into this art, which is incredible. Still beautiful, which is why I'm talking about it right now. But it also gives you a sense of scale. And while there are not a lot of characters in this game, there's only Neva, the wolf companion, and Alba yourself, and the enemies that you fight, but you can see how huge this world is by showing you the vast distances that Alba has to cross and traverse. And to be very specific in how much I love this art direction, I'll point you to a level from the first part of Winter that involves you looking at your own reflection. At first I thought it looked really cool as you were running across this what seems to be glassy like water, only to be led to a point where enemies are only visible in this mirror dimension type of world. The art direction really flows seamlessly into the gameplay, and they complement each other really well. But speaking of gameplay, there are several mechanics that aren't difficult but are very satisfying. In a true platformer fashion, you have a jump, a double jump, a dodge, and an air dodge to get from point A to point B. You also grab onto ledges, which are lit up with flowers. And that would be great, and it would put it on par with Grease, but Neva takes it a step further by allowing you to have combat, which is why I was so excited about this game. It's basically Grease with more combat, but again, it's unique in its own right. But you do have a sword that you can use to attack enemies. You have kind of a basic combo that you're able to chain with your dodges and your rolls, and you're able to do that with jumps. You can do it in the air, you can do it from side to side. But the most unique part of this game is the titular Neva, using your wolf companion not only as a tool in your arsenal, but also just as a button. I cannot believe that there are so many ways that they use the word Neva to convey emotion, considering the fact that it is the only word spoken throughout the entirety of the game. It's entirely wordless storytelling aside from just using the word Neva. But I'm going to drop out for just a second so that you can listen to how everything sounds when she is just saying the word Neva.
Neva, 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 Neva.
So back to more about the mechanics of Neva. As each season changes, Neva will become older and a more powerful tool in your combat. And by the end of the game, you're using Neva like a missile, and Neva is used as part of your sword combos. So it's a really cool way to basically upgrade your character without the need for a skill tree or an XP bar, and I thought that was a really seamless transition to go from Neva being a cub to a fully fleshed out adult, and it shows you how much you have grown with this companion and how hard the challenges get and how much you two have to face as a duo. So I absolutely love the way that the combat progresses and the platform progresses and how much powerful that you get. But there are also moments where you're not always going to be around Neva, so you'll get to experience that as well. And even though there's only one word of dialogue spoken throughout the game, there are several themes that I was able to pick up throughout this game, which shows to the level of depth that Nomada Studio has for the games that they've created. A couple of the themes I took away from this game are friendship, loss, death, decay, renewal, and motherhood. And there was so much packed into this 4 to 6 hour game. It's truly remarkable how much they did with this game. And it shows that you don't really need a long game to convey your message. You can pack in a lot of very heavy-handed messages in such a short amount of time. Neva is a breath of fresh air. And when I completed the game, I was taken aback to how much I love this. And this might even be, honestly, my game of the year. I've talked about Hades 2 on the channel multiple times and how Hades 2 is probably going to be my game of the year for this year and next year, but Hades 2 is not done yet. It is in early access. So if I were to take early access off the table, I think Neva is probably going to be my game of the year. Haven't fully decided that yet. I'm still working through all the games I've been playing for this year. Haven't finished all of the games I've played this year, and there's games yet to come out before the year ends, but I'm pretty sure Neva's gonna be up there in contention with Hades 2. And for sure, it's going to be in my top 5 because it definitely broke all the way through a lot of the games I've played this year because it's just such a beautiful looking game. I love it so much. So all that to say, everyone you know needs to play Neva. You watching this video right now, you need to play Neva. It is so good. If you play Greece, and if you haven't played Neva, go play Neva. And if you haven't played Greece, and if you haven't played Neva, if you haven't played any of those games, buy Greece and Neva right now. I think they had a sale going on at some point, but again, these games aren't really that expensive. You can get them, and also they're not even very long. So in a weekend or two, you can get through these games, not blow through them, because I really want you to experience these games, to be very immersed in the experiences in which Nomada is trying to create for you. So I definitely recommend you playing both of these games, but for the purposes of this review, definitely play Neva. It is a fantastic game. What more can I say? It's so good. Play Neva. So I hope you enjoyed this review. It's a little more casual. I'm trying to reformat how I do some of my reviews, trying to take it away from the disembodied voice and kind of have a conversation with me, looking at you in the eyes and telling you that, hey, you need to play this game because it is so good. I love Neva and I hope you do too. I would love to hear if you picked up Neva after you watched this review, or if you already picked it up already and it was sitting in your backlog, but after watching this review you're like, hey, I should probably give that one a shot. I would love to know and have that kind of conversation in the comments. And if you want to see more indie game reviews from me, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more indie game reviews, LPs, more all that stuff related to indie games. I just love video games and I love making video game related content. So keep it locked here on the Basic Fun channel. My name is Chike and I will see you on the next one. Peace out.